Attorneys for Uber were in Nevada's highest court today. Uber wants a ballot initiative before voters in 2026. The company says the issue it faces, attorneys' fees, hike up fees for riders. But advocates for riders say if you get hurt during a ride, your compensation could be at risk. Fox 5's Jacqueline Schultz explains.
Supreme Court of the state of Nevada is now in session.
Nevada Supreme Court justices will decide on an effort spearheaded by juggernaut rideshare company Uber. It wants a ballot measure before voters in 2026. Should civil attorney fees in injury cases get capped at 20%? Uber and Nevadans for Fair Recovery gathered 200,000 signatures in a petition. A company spokesperson says all the legal cases in Nevada against the company by attorneys are costly, and all the costs do and will trickle down to the cost of your ride.
This initiative would dramatically reduce access to legal representation in Nevada.
The ballot has a challenger, Uber Sexual Assault Survivors for Legal Accountability and the Nevada Justice Association. Court documents say there's a nationwide lawsuit with 250 cases and counting against Uber involving allegations of drivers sexually assaulting passengers. But challengers argue limiting fees in injury cases impacts compensation for everyday Nevadans who are hurt, from sexual assault survivors to police officers injured. They say typical attorney fees are justified because attorneys take their case without any upfront fees.
This petition is among the cleanest and simplest this court has encountered.
Attorneys fighting for the ballot measure explain judges are not giving their opinion. They are simply deciding, is the language in the ballot petition clear? Does it follow state law? Will voters at the polls understand it? A district court judge accepted the language.
It must mean that voters understand what they're being asked to sign at the time that they're asked to sign it.
Jacqueline Schultz, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
A ruling is expected in January. The ballot petition has to be submitted to the legislature when session begins in February.